Okay, so we are well through our way into 2013, and as such, anticipation for new games and new systems is really the sign of a new era of video games, especially with last year's release of the Wii U. I think it's only fair that we take a look at the video games from last year that actually didn't suck. It was harder than you might expect because, to be honest, 2012 was pretty weak when it came to releasing software. The Vita has no games. But sometimes gems really do shine through the wasteland of the video game industry and surprise us. And so I present to you my top 5 games of 2012. Number 5. Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami is an absolute blast to play. Its arcade-like structure and simple controls really do create sort of a juxtaposition to the absolute mayhem of the game's presentation. It's an extremely violent game with a unique neo-80s vibe inspired by films like Drive. Along with that, you play the game in an archaic order with seemingly no structure. I'm not really even a fan of independent games, but this one really stuck out to me as an experience that is so straightforward and yet different from anything else I've played. It also helps that the soundtrack is fucking awesome. Definitely recommended. Number 4. XCOM. Once again, a game that really surprised me. Outside of maybe Fire Emblem, these types of games never really appealed to me that much, but XCOM manages to accommodate both inexperienced players and die-hard fans of the genre. Its presentation is wonderful and the gameplay is just solid. Squad tactics and using strategy is heavily rewarded, and I feel that the system they went with worked really well. When you lose a squad member, you really do feel a sense of loss. The development of that character was done by the player. You know a game is good when you get that kind of feedback. If you're apprehensive, like I was at first, XCOM is awesome. Pick it up. Number 3. Torchlight II. This game is everything Diablo 3 was meant to be. Rewarding combat, a terrific environment, a rich art style, and a system that doesn't rely on paying real money for items. This game is just terrific. I had an absolute blast playing this with friends, and the amount of customization you have and the different systems being put into effect make this game feel like a classic, high-caliber action RPG. If you were disappointed by Diablo 3, Torchlight 2 could very well fill that hole in your heart for a rich dungeon-crawling experience. Number 2. The Walking Dead. Everyone knows about this game and everyone loves it. For a good reason as well, because the game is great. It's an emotional roller coaster that makes you care about the characters and the future survival of the human race. Is the gameplay a little lacking? I suppose, but the reaction this game gets is further proof of how effective, interactive storytelling can be used, and further pushes games into that mold. It pushed boundaries and wasn't just a cash grab of a popular TV show. In today's day and age, it caught a lot of people off guard. Even the presentation is different from most games. The game had a vision, it knew what it wanted to deliver, and that's exactly what we got. A visceral, character-driven experience. If you haven't played it yet, go buy it. And finally, number 1. Xenoblade Chronicles. What a breath of fresh air. I understand this game was originally released in Japan in 2010, but I don't care. Xenoblade is probably one of the best RPGs I've ever played. The universe is interesting, the characters are fun and likable, the graphics, even on the let's face it technically inferior Wii, look terrific. It really is a game that encapsulates everything I love about the genre. It's a must-own game and truly one of the best experiences on the Wii I've had in a long time. Overall, 2012 held some pretty decent titles. Even in my bitterness to today's modern gaming practices, I can find some games that remind me why I love the medium in the first place. And with that, a tiny bit of hope that the future of video games isn't so dim after all. That said, I'm Zealous Zombie, and I'll see you next time.